I'll
All
just
right.
ramble. All right.
Fair enough. So preparing the live stream on YouTube. Let's see. So it says we're live on YouTube. Sounds good.
All right.
Let's see. All right, guys. Welcome to today's show. I'm here with the legendary Mr. John McAfee. And well, we're going to talk about a few things, crypto and a few other things. Let's see what comes up. And first and the most important question, John, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, considering I'm 74, I only have 3 brain cells left because of all of the drugs, alcohol, and lack of sleep. Other than that, I'm having the time of my life. And thank you very much for inviting me on your show. I seldom get to talk to Germans living in Australia, who speak, by the way, perfect English.
Yeah, I don't live in
like
Australia anymore, but I used to live.
Oh, you don't?
Not anymore.
Oh, where do you live now?
In Germany, like
what part?
Yeah, Western Germany. It's like close to Netherlands, like half an hour to Netherlands. Like Düsseldorf, you know Düsseldorf?
I know Düsseldorf well. I used to live. Ich habe 2 Jahre in München gewohnt. But it was like 600 years ago, and I haven't spoken German since.
Yeah, I mean, you're 74 years old, and your life seems like an action movie. Did you ever plan your life becoming like this?
Let me tell you, if I had any control over my life at all, I promise you I would not be sitting here, even though I am having the time of my life. It has been quite a wild ride, and one which I would not recommend for those of weak heart or who are afraid of being afraid.
Yeah.
Because much of my life has been fear, running, and at the same time refusing to bow down to whatever, which is, I mean, if I'm up against the US government and I say taxation is illegal, which I did 10 years ago, and then say I'm not paying them anymore, and then for 8 years they ignore me. I mean, there's already paid $50 million in taxes, people, and I promise you, I have not received $50 million in services. It has been the biggest ripoff that you could possibly imagine. So no, I ain't paying no more. 2 years ago.
That's the reason why you are on the run, right?
Yes, absolutely. However, they would not ask me for 8 years. 2 years ago, I put 2 and 2 together and go, you know what? If you use privacy coins in cryptocurrency and distributed exchanges where there's no KYC or AML, like the exchange I built, McAfee, Dex.com, charge nothing to list. It's just a fucking portal into the blockchains. Now, 2 years ago, I started saying, you don't want to pay taxes? All right, then. Get a job paying you in Monero. Find a list of suppliers for the necessities of life. You can sure as fuck get rent, buy a house, a car, even rent a car, get a bulletproof vest with cryptocurrency. And that's not even counting what you can find on the dark web. So live your life like that. Well, then when the government says, how much did you make? You say 3 cents. There is no way in hell they can ever prove otherwise. Now, I'm not suggesting that you lie, I mean, especially to your government. I'm not suggesting that at all.
You think that was the reason, because you are so big advocating crypto? Yeah, that was the reason. Basically, they said, no, you got to pay. They're after you.
No, they didn't ask me to pay. Yeah. They filed criminal charges against me, convened a grand jury to try me for fraud, tax fraud. Well, please, people, you can only commit fraud if you lie. If I have not filed taxes, how can I have lied? Please, does it make any sense? Not to me. but it makes sense to the US government.
Sure, I guess
Um,
you as a prominent person making an example out of you, maybe they fear
oh, hell,
other
I
people.
would be the example of examples, right? I mean, think about it. If I go down, people, if I walk out this door and I think I am safe, and I do, but I'm wrong, that would be the last you'll ever hear of me, other than what the US government wants to create. We finally got that criminal, that arch criminal, evil Dr. John McAfee, after years of joint cooperation with law enforcement agencies in multiple countries, which is the fucking truth, people. Janice and I just got out of jail in the Dominican Republic 7 months ago after the CIA had orchestrated a fake arrest of us. And then they demanded that we be deported back. And the Dominican Republic said yes. But fortunately, my lawyers won in court. Else that would have shut me up.
So there's no good things waiting for you in the US. I mean, if you look at other prominent cases, like look at Julian Assange or Kim.com, everyone wants these guys bring back to the US, you know, and I don't think they're going to have a very nice trial, you know.
No, they're not. And I'm afraid both Kim.com, who I know personally, and Julian Assange will get back to the US.
You think so?
Why? One's in New Zealand, an English-speaking country that understands the depth of American corruption and what America will do if New Zealand doesn't cooperate. Please, God, people, let's see the truth. And Julian Assange is in England. Yeah. Well, England is just the only master puppet that America has. America pulls the string and England bobs. America's going to pull the string saying, send him to us, and they're going to send him to America. Please, God, people. We're living in an unjust, cruel fucking dictatorship of a police state. And if you don't think you are,
it's becoming worse by the day. I mean, if you look at China.
Yes. What's the first sign of a police state? Your every fucking move is watched. Is our every fucking move watched, people? Yes. If you're carrying a phone with you, then it's watched. If you've got Alexa listening, then you're watched. If you own a Samsung television and you're watching it, it's watching you. Good God, the street corners in every city in the world bristling with high definition cameras that are looking for all kinds of beautiful AI things that they're already doing, like, check that face there. Does it actually match something? Yes. If it's you, it will match you. We're living in science fiction that was written and scripted as movies 30 years ago, people. It's here. It's now. We have way surpassed.
They don't seem to care. I mean, they say, sure, we're being watched. I mean, maybe they're listening through our phone and everything. And now they say, okay, cash. I don't know. Do we really need cash? It's cash. Now cash is becoming dangerous, you know, in Germany.
Yes.
When they get rid of cash and everywhere else, you know. And so
well,
they can
listen,
your finances
try taking more than $10,000 from any country to any other country. I mean, you're going to get anally probed for drugs or something. What are you doing with $10,000 in cash? Like, you've broken the law. Well, fuck me. I mean, 20 years ago, I would carry around $500,000 in a suitcase and $100 bills or euros. And fuck me. No one hassled me. If I went into customs, you have any money? Yeah, how much? $250,000. Let me see it. Here it is. Okay. Receipt. Thank you. That was it.
Yeah, so now we have crypto, and people have. I mean, we are just a tiny minority of people into cryptocurrencies. I mean, we are far away from mass adoption. But do you think that people actually will wake up to this, or do they just accept? Okay, maybe we don't have cash anymore. Maybe we have government digital, whatever. Do you think they will wake up? Is that something that can happen?
Oh, yeah, it can happen. Do I think the majority of people will wake up? No, absolutely not. They never do. I mean, throughout history, since the beginning of the written word, we have learned one thing only. The majority of people are, in fact, sheep and must have a goddamn shepherd.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Yeah,
That will never change, people. That will never change. The question is, are you astute enough, observant enough, with the courage? It's not brains, people, it's courage. With the courage to accept what your ears, eyes, and heart tell you. Because that is the most courageous thing in the world. It scares everybody to look at the truth of yourself and the world that you live in. It's those people who go, oh, I got it. And at that moment, you are freed from everything. Now, that doesn't mean you get to plan your life and do as you please. No, I'm sorry. The universe does not act in that fashion. I mean, if you are the Earth that's revolving around the sun once every 365 days, you cannot choose to change your period of rotation. Sorry, it don't work that way. Neither does the human condition. Let me finish this, very important. All right. So for those people, fuck yes. And it makes a difference because you will suddenly become one of the shepherds instantly with the same power as every other shepherd, depending on the size of their fucking flock. This is all it is. You wake up and realize I've been a sheep my entire life. I go to a job I hate. I commute. I don't want to get up in the morning on Monday and go to work. I come home and the wife that 7 years ago I was so madly in love with, I could see nothing else, is now a thorn in my side and someone who nags about the garbage not being taken out. That was not perhaps what you had in mind when you got married. Well, you wake up and that will drop, I promise you, because you don't have the time to waste one more second of your life doing something that you do not fucking love.
Yeah, but people realize that only when they are very old in general. I mean, you're 74 now, you have lived a very crazy life, and you know how quick time flies. I'm 40 years old and time is, for me, it's like it's flying like that. And it's sometimes it's really hard. I mean, the system is designed very well for people not to wake up. You know, they're so
yes,
they are.
Yes, yeah. And I'm not saying we want to wake everybody up. I think we would have chaos. I really do. We'd have a population of 95% sheep who are in 100% panic mode. Well, we don't want that shit. Okay.
I mean, panic is maybe upon us with the coronavirus. You know, everyone is going.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. See, and by the way, I just said the magic word. How do those people who are corrupt themselves and who've woken up go, good God, and they're the wolves, they go, fuck me, I'm surrounded by sheep and I'm never going to wake. I'm going to eat that one. I'm going to eat that one. I'm going to eat that one. Well, listen, for the rest of us, dude, you're supposed to be a fucking shepherd now, right? You woke up into what? The only job you can ever have. The only job, if you're awake, the only job ever that you can do, no matter how you want to manifest it, I don't care if you manufacture shoelaces, you'll still manifest it, is to take care of the fucking flock, because it is our future. And from that flock will come future Einsteins, future Shakespeare's, future dreamers, but not the dreamer of a safer, nicer place, but the dreamer of all possibilities for the human experience. And I'm wandering, see, I warned you about this. If you don't jump in quickly, I will just ramble on about nonsense forever.
John, let's talk about one of your most famous predictions. I mean, everyone was eating it up. Bitcoin will hit 1 million by the end. Was it end of 2020 or 2021? I can't remember exactly.
No, it was the end of 2020. But please,
Yeah.
if you're still asking that question, then more than likely you haven't been on my page for.
I have been on your page, but the people still believe that you were.
Yes, I understand. Okay, but let me explain that, please. First and foremost, I made that prediction 2 years ago, and I said it would happen within 2 years. If anybody can use a calculator, if you have one on your phone, and multiply the number of coins in Bitcoin and the $1 million, and you come up with a total greater than the gross national product of the entire continent of North America. The top 10 biggest, most powerful corporations in the world don't match that. So please, how in 2 years is something of zero significance going to do that? Now, people started fucking believing it. And keep in mind, at exactly the same time, just to get a goddamn clue, I did a treatise on fucking whales and how I did it. Now, people also believe that, right?
Yeah, true.
No, Bitcoin is an old, ridiculously clunky technology. However, good God, without it, we would have nothing, because it opened the door to the possibilities that nobody had seen before. And so Bitcoin was kind of like a Stone Age axe, okay, chipping away, but it broke through and we got to see. Now we've got buzzsaws and cranes and massive equipment with smart contracts, distributed applications, privacy and security functions. Good God, people.
And that's the future for what you see. I mean, there are some people basically trying to frame it in a way that it's negative when they are saying criminals are using privacy coins, John McAfee endorses that and whatever. But why are privacy coins the future, in your opinion?
Well, first and foremost, criminals have grabbed onto it. Please find me a single technology that was available to anybody in the past 100 years that was not first used by criminals. For example, in the late 20s, automobile manufacturers started increasing horsepower by a factor of 2 or 3 every year. Criminals go, well, you know, the police department can't afford to buy a new car every goddamn year, maybe once every 5. Let's buy the car that's 3 times faster, rob a bank, and then thumb our noses up as we leave town. The getaway car. What it did was the number of bank robberies in America increased by a factor of 10 within 5 years, from 1929 to 1934. Why? Because they were using the automobile. Thank God. Thank God. Because if they latched onto it, it's got to be good for us. And what happened? We have Porsches now that'll go 200 miles per hour.
And it's legal in Germany.
Pardon?
And it's legal in Germany.
And it's legal in Germany, yes, on the Autobahn. So, so yes, of course, criminals use the telephone. Who was the first big user of the telephone? The mob. They could coordinate criminal activities from coast to coast, and they did. And it put them years.
Do you think the government, the US government, I mean, they try to crack down, they're putting money into developing de-anonymizing services and whatever. Do you think they will succeed? Do you think they will crack down?
But they can't succeed because criminals have said, hey, anonymizing software is good. Then I promise you, if they're using it, we will use it. Good God, wake up, world. It's simple. This is the way it works, okay?
So you think a privacy coin might overtake Bitcoin? Do you think Bitcoin will be number one?
It has to. It has to, please. Bitcoin has no value, has no use. It's old, clunky, doesn't have smart contracts. It's got no privacy. Can't run dApps on it. Good fucking God. There's no use anymore. But it was a beautiful opening. It was a stone axe. But we're in the world of lasers. Good
I mean,
God.
with you have an exchange on McAfee DEX. I mean, you offer other people to white label that exchange, and they can.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, no charge. Well, I'm sorry. if you want us to help you set it up, $395. If you want to take the source and everything, do it, please God. Be our guest. It's going to be months, but
So
no
basically,
charge.
what you want to achieve is
Pardon?
like have an army of decentralized exchanges.
Well, we need the distributed part as well. Decentralized. Listen,
Sure.
we take no information from people, nothing, not your IP address, not no name, don't ask for documentation, no email, nothing. We have no KYC. We have no AML. In other words, we've broken every law in America. All right.
But can there be a true privacy coin on Ethereum blockchain? I mean, on an ERC20 token?
We're building one.
I mean, I read about it. It's called Ghost or something, right?
Yes.
What is it about?
Yeah, we've already built it. Please, it's just we're in very secret testing. It's a fork. It's a fork of a well-known privacy coin. But it's a very unique fork. Okay. And yes, it will be on the McAfee DEX. Bitcoin. This week, Bitcoin's going up on the DEX live. So you can now convert. Okay. Our cross chains are limited now, people. Please God, this is not a trivial problem, I promise you. Number one, we had to use atomic swaps to even get Bitcoin to work in this environment. We did. But right now, all you can do is you can convert Bitcoin to Ethereum to Tron, I think it is right now. And eventually, by the 1st of April, maybe May, we will have cross chains between all of the major chains. But it is the most difficult problem of distributed exchange. You can build a distributed exchange.
But that has to be the future, right? Decentralized or distributed exchanges. If you look at all the exchange hacks,
yes.
all the KYC, AML, all the regulation. I mean,
yes, to me, there can't be any regulation on a truly decentralized because there's no one to regulate. If they do capture me and say, okay, we're going to torture you unless you shut it down, but I'm sorry, it's not possible even for me.
And now we have
another contracts on the blockchain, people. You can't ever shut it down.
There's a new thing coming, John. I don't know. I'm sure you're aware of it. I mean, domains can be seized by the government or whatever, but now there are going to be blockchain domains coming, which are where you control the price.
Yes.
This is the beginning of a new time, right?
Yes, the unstoppable domains. Do you understand, people? I wish I'd thought of it, quite frankly, motherfuckers. People are always thinking shit before me. Anyway, imagine the power of getting a domain with whatever name you want, and it's yours. And someone goes, no, that violates my copyright, or no, that's pornography, and we don't allow that, or no, we don't like what you're doing on your website, so we're taking your fucking domain away, which is what the US can do.
Yeah. And this will
try it with an unstoppable domain.
So, I mean, crazy things happening. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin Cash, for example, I'm a big fan of Bitcoin Cash, and Roger Ver, he's implementing Cash Shuffle right into his wallet with $10 million. So he's trying to get more privacy into Bitcoin Cash. And I see it very a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, you have the regulation, the government trying to crack down. On the other hand, you have the entrepreneurs trying to give people real fungibility. And it seems like a fight where the winner isn't clear for me, you know?
All right, well, listen, I'm looking at it from a unique perspective. I mean, first of all, I'm in hiding and can't tell anyone, including you or your listeners, where I am. We can't even tell our close family where we are. Number two, I can only survive by abandoning the old. So everything we do, I mean, if I do work for someone, I get paid in cryptocurrency privacy coins. If I want to buy something, trust me, there's nothing you can't buy except the trivial shit, like a cup of coffee, all right? I'm sorry, but yeah, if that's stopping from abandoning fiat currencies, then you don't really want to play this game, I'm saying now. But no, so there are tens of thousands of us who only ever use crypto, and one of two coins, usually DAI, the stable coin, which to date has never varied more than 1% from the US dollar, People go, oh, what if the US dollar goes? Fuck me, people. We're dealing with a problem of getting out of a volatile market into the dollar or the yen. No, right into DAI. You're still in cryptocurrency. Do you understand the beauty of that, folks? Makes offboarding and onboarding a trivial matter once you've done it once. So now, you put all this shit together. The privacy coins, distributed exchanges, unstoppable domains. Fuck me. We're winning this battle if we just have the balls to stick to it. Now, you know what's going to happen is governments, especially, and they will start with the US, or the US will get someone else to start it and they go, oh, well, they did it. We got to copy it. We'll make privacy coins illegal. Oh, God damn. For 75 years, they made marijuana illegal, and I don't think it stopped a single soul who wanted to smoke weed from smoking weed. And if you have the balls to do that, and yet you say, no, I can't do privacy coins because it's illegal, knowing in your head that smoking weed, they can have a police stop, walk down the street and go, I'm smelling someone smoking weed, right? But how are they going to know if you're using that?
How they gonna know? You know, but they're trying to scare people. If you look at the guy who got arrested in the US, who had a Bitcoin mixing service. I mean, he was, I don't know what he was accused of, money laundering or whatever, because he wrote software. So,
yes, but they're going to invent whatever they want. Do you understand? I mean, the government, because why? They control, if the government is the courts, it is the Congress, it is the executive branch, it is not the people anymore. And so if the government decides, well, we're going to put you in jail, we'll find a reason, and I'm sorry, whatever you do, we have all the power, and they do. So whatever they charge him with, who cares? It's garbage. We know that a mixing service, well, fuck me, it's a technical thing that makes your transactions private. You tell me in a country where privacy is a fucking right, that creating a system to ensure it is illegal? Please, God, let's all wake up.
crazy laws, crazy laws. John, the
yes,
time
and
is
I'm sorry,
running out.
We're out of time. One more question.
One more question. Okay, what's your prediction for the crypto market in the next 5 years?
Oh, well, first of all, it's not the market that I'm concerning myself with. I really don't care what the price of any of these things are. I really don't. What I care about is, are people using them to free themselves from financial enslavement? Because as long as you're using a dollar bill or a currency that you don't even own, it's in your wallet. Look whose face is on it. Look who it belongs to, the Federal Reserve, and they may print more of them to make yours completely valueless, or do what they fucking want. That you're at the mercy of a higher power.
That's the
which
reason
is not.
You don't like Bitcoin that much, because people don't use it. It just sits there and does nothing. That's the reason
Yes.
for it.
Yes, of course. Duh. See, listen, you've been handed a golden key to unlock your cage. 99% of you are using it to scratch your ass with instead. Please, God. Because it does not matter how much money you make, as long as you're still in your slave's quarters. Because your quarters are going to get no larger. Yeah, your house might, but I promise you, you don't own shit in life.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I don't buy the digital gold narrative. I want people to use it,
Yes.
every day, to get rid of the old system and start something new. We have a lot of work to do to get people to enter this whole cryptocurrency scene. And John, you are one of the advocates. I hope you get more television shows in prime time for the president election.
And thank you for having me on. And once again, your English, my friend, is perfect.
Thank you, John. But
it is an Australian accent. I caught you on that, right?
Exactly.
All right, thank you, my friend.
All right, John, take care. Bye-bye.